G'day Bambies, Kaleidow here and welcome to a tiny homes build video in The Sims 4. So today we are making a little renovated greenhouse. This is actually a build that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. I was inspired by some images I found on Google, but this is something that I've seen on TV, on House, on a whole bunch of different things throughout like my whole life of building and stuff. It's something that I've just always wanted to build. So I'm finally here creating a greenhouse. It's only for one sim though. You wouldn't be able to have a family here. It would be for a bachelor or just, you know, a lonely plant sim or something like that. Actually, a plant sim living in this home would be so cute. Oh my gosh, I am having so many ideas right now, but that is such a cute idea to have a plant sim live in this home so they can soak up that sunshine and talk to their plants who are their friends. Possibly, no idea. So I am going for more of a rustic look for this build, and at the beginning we have sort of a Melbourne vibe going with the facade. So we have this weird like thing on the front. It has that for majority of this video, but at the end of the video things change up quite a lot and the front of the building kind of changes its vibe a lot. So this doesn't really stay the same. Just wanted to mention that. And I also kind of held back on doing the garden part of this build because for some reason, oh my gosh, you know how you put in the testing cheats on and then you put the bb.move objects, and then you should, even without that, you should be able to press Control or Alt, and I can't remember which one it is. It's either Control, Alt, or Shift, and then you can move objects outside of the grid, the build grid. Well, that decided to not work today. So this entire build is created without that little cheat thingy-majig, whatever it is that allows you to move outside of the grid and move objects outside the grid. I was using the 9 and 0 buttons to kind of try to help me out moving things up and down, but besides that I kind of just had to go with the grid. So that was a little bit frustrating. I felt like I could have done a lot more with this build if that was working. Let me know down below in the comments, do you guys ever run into this issue? I've run into it a couple times, and sometimes I'll just like close my game and open again and close and open again until it works. But this time legit, I restarted my game 4 times and it just wouldn't work. I don't know why this happens. Anyways, if you guys have a solution, please let me know down below because it's really frustrating for me. I really like to over decorate and layer things up, so that kind of little cheat thingamajig does help me out and aid my build style quite a lot, and it just, oh man, it really bugged me. So we do have a little like inside wall of windows that that's the window wall that goes into the actual house part of the build. So that little block next to the greenhouse is going to have the bathroom, kitchen, and bedroom. And out here, we're actually going to have the dining room. So it's a little picnic bench, and then we have all of her other things. I think I put a easel out here. We put a sink, which works really well. I'm really proud of the cute little kitchen that we end up putting in it. I just think it's so quaint. And actually, this entire build is quite quaint and quirky. I really love it. It's something that I've been meaning to create for a long time. It's been on my list of tiny homes, and I just keep creating new ideas. Like I keep thinking up of new things. So it's been pushed down the list more and more, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. You guys are really enjoying this build series, and this is something I really wanted to build, so yay! Lots of pot plants in here, and oh man, it gets even more hectic in here with pots very shortly. Like, I think I put in some palm trees and stuff. But you know what? Apparently, I was watching a video about living in an actual greenhouse. You know how greenhouses are a little bit like humid because the sun and like the moisture's trapped in there? They get quite hot. Not too hot, but they do get kind of warm, like different to the outside temperature. That's what a greenhouse is meant to be all about. It helps the plants grow. So I think living in this home, you probably would have to have your windows open quite a lot. You wouldn't need a central heating system, and you probably wouldn't need curtains or anything like that at all because it's already warm. It's already a warm building. It's already humid and stuff in there. So that's the reason why we didn't put any curtains in this place. And also I thought that might take away from the greenhouse look. And as you can tell right now, I'm a little bit overwhelmed with all of these pot plants and I couldn't move them around off the grid, and I was kind of panicking about this. I was like, oh gosh, how am I meant to make this look all cluttered and awesome without this cheat? So somehow I figure it out and it works out all right in the end, but I still think I could have done a little bit better if it was just working for me. It just really didn't want to work. Also, I realized very quickly that I was not going to be able to fit a bathroom in that tiny little block of a room. So I do add on a bit, and I have to add onto that add-on even more later on. So you're going to see that. Not sure if that's going to be soon or near the end. I'm pretty sure the bathroom's one of the last rooms that I decorate in this home, but it's literally such a small build. I can't believe like it was an hour and nearly 2 hours I think was the footage, this entire build. Like, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you look at what some people create within 1 hour, and this is like literally 3 rooms, I don't know how. Maybe because it's just such a precious idea to me. I put a lot of time and effort, like a lot of thought into every single section. I just really wanted it to be something that a florist or a plant sim or someone would actually use. And here we are with the cute little kitchen. Oh, I love it so much. See, there were some things that I wanted to put in, like that little box of camping goods, but I couldn't fit them in, and that's just something you have to sacrifice when it comes to building a tiny home in The Sims 4. But you know what? It's all fun, and I think tiny homes are just so cute. And when you're playing in a tiny home, I think it actually makes the gameplay a little bit more enjoyable because The Sims don't take forever to roam around the home, and that kind of like connects with the real life reasoning behind wanting a tiny home, so you're not wasting your time on like paying off mortgages. And likewise in The Sims, when you have a bigger house, I'm learning the hard way in my Goddess LP, when you have a big house, there are going to be big bills. And yeah, I actually really want my future series to be in tiny houses because I'm just not enjoying that whole thing with all of those bills. It just really took away all of the girls' money, and I feel like that's the same in real life if you're not careful. Anyways, some people lose their entire livelihoods because of mortgages on houses and silly stuff like that. But anyways, that's super serious stuff, and we are in The Sims creating an adorable little home. So I do put in a little study nook, and it is so cute. I love this little space here, and I do put in a television also. There's one little lounge chair, I think you'll call armchair. That's the word I'm thinking of. And oh, I love how colorful it is. I think it's from the movie Hangout pack. I really like all of the Bohemian prints that we got in that pack. It really livens up any home, even if it's only one thing. I think you could definitely overpower it if you had maybe everything, like your bed, your kitchen, the rug, the wall coverings, the wall paintings, your lounge chairs, all like crazy Bohemian patterns. But if it's like one little thing in a home, or like maybe 2 or 3 things, not everything, it could just be really cute and just a nice touch of color while not being too overpowering at all. So I reckon this house would definitely be a female, and now I have it in my head talking to you guys that it would indeed be a plant sim. Oh my gosh, that would be so cute. I love that idea. You know what? Plant Sims used to be my favorite thing to play in The Sims 2. Yeah, it was The Sims 2 with River Blossom Hills. It was the Seasons Pack world, and oh my god, I loved the Greenmans. That's the name of the family, but they were really awesome, and I loved their baby. I think that baby's name was either Sunny or Daisy or something like that. She was so cute, but she was actually really surprisingly grumpy for a plant sim baby. Like, I was really surprised by her sass. Oh my gosh. Isn't it really funny when you open up a EA made family and like, oh yeah, this family is gonna be really sweet, and then they're just hell, or the child is hell, or like, you know, it's kind of surprising. I love how The Sims surprises you sometimes. Even Sims that you create on your own, they act in such strange ways sometimes, and it's just an amazing game. I really like The Sims, and I know some people aren't really happy with the directions it's moving, and yeah, we could have got some of these packs out sooner, but I would rather them now than never, and that's sort of my opinion on it. And we still probably have plenty of years to come out of The Sims 4. I feel like it has more longevity compared to the other Sims franchise games. So I'm excited for it to be growing over, I don't know, maybe even the next 5 years. I could see it going that far. What do you guys reckon? Do you think The Sims 5 is going to be coming out anytime soon? I don't think it's gonna come out anytime soon. I think they're going to keep building upon The Sims 4, and they possibly would be a little bit silly not to, because it's such a great base product to work from. There's just so much they could do with The Sims 4. I don't know anything about actual like coding or anything, but from what I can see and from being a player myself, I just feel like there is so much else they could do with the game. So I'm really hoping that they don't end it in like 2 years and it just continues and goes on for years and years. That would really make my heart sing. Yeah, love how this house is coming together. We got the bathroom going too, so lovely new bath from it's a shower bathtub from the Parenthood pack, which is so nice. Lots of lovely curtains that we got with that one, and I chose one with a flower, of course. I had to put in some greenhouse looking lights. So these kind of remind me of Bunnings in Australia, which is like your average sort of hardware store. Really reminds me of Bunnings, I'm gonna have to be honest. But look how nice it is in here at nighttime too, with the little vines in the inside. I put vines on the outside too, and everything's a little bit like green, minty, but we got pops of color here and there. It's meant to be kind of playful. You guys know me, how I like to create in The Sims. Everything's gonna have a little bit of color in it. So now I'm changing up the style of the build. I wasn't entirely happy with it looking kind of Melbourne-esque. I didn't feel like it looked like a greenhouse. So here we are trying a different window. We actually put the height of the level a bit into the middle one. So now we can work with some more depth to the room, some more height. And because of this, I had to raise the glass roof thingamajig, which is actually just an ornament. And there are these annoying little legs, so I had to cover them up with some columns, unfortunately, but they don't actually take up that much room, and I think they add to the aesthetic. And here we are just about to add in a door, and it works out perfectly with the kitchen and also the sink on the outside area too. I really love how the sink is actually jutting out of the wall there with the vines behind it. I think it would be such a quirky, cute little thing. Like if you visited that home, I would love to wash my hands in it. I just think any green thumb visiting this home would be over the moon, honestly. And look how cute it is looking. It's kind of giving me Greek vibes, some goddess vibes going on here, but not entirely. It just looks more of a greenhouse to me, which I was very happy with, because before I wasn't entirely sure if it was working out. And now I'm going to try to fit in some plants. I do believe I put in some parsley and other vegetables and flowers. But first up, we got to work on the outside. So usually I cut out some parts of doing the landscaping and the garden stuff on the outside, but this is a little greenhouse build, so we're of course going to include that. I never ever really use those items. If you see on the left there, we have a hedge created from a pot plant. So I actually hardly ever use pot plants out of this game that are the bigger ones on the bigger side. I don't know why. I just always neglect them. I've been trying to notice them a lot more lately, and I decided it's a really nice texture to those leaves that we don't have in any of the other hedges, and it just looks really nice. So try to do something a bit different there. I disguise the box in a tad, but it ends up looking all right, and I'm pretty happy with it. Got some hydrangeas. I don't know how to say plant names. I think I know how to spell them, but I really like those flowers. When I would walk to school, there was a lady who had purple hydrangeas. Oh my gosh, I wish I knew how to say that word. But she had purple ones, and they were always so beautiful. I always wanted to pick them, but growing up, I was always taught not to pick the flowers from other people's gardens, because you never know, they could have worked very hard to grow them and cultivate them. And you know what? Actually, fun little fact about me, guys. I used to grow gladioli, and I think it was another type of flower. We had these bright red bulbs. I don't know what they're called, but they would open up into these giant like lily-like flowers, and I used to put them in flower shows at my church. So it was this sort of flower show that my church would host every year, and I used to actually win places. I used to be so proud of it. I loved doing the flower shows. I just thought they were really cute. Some people have told me that I'm an old soul, and you know what? Looking back at my childhood, definitely am a bit of an old soul. I love gardening. I love flowers. I really miss having, you know, earth sort of connection, an earthly connection outside my door. I don't have that anymore. I'm in a high-rise building, so maybe next time I move, I'll get back to my roots, find something not exactly like this greenhouse, but something with an actual garden, because I really miss planting things, not just fruits and vegetables, but also flowers. I really like seeing flowers bloom and knowing that I helped that plant get to where it is. It's just really, really precious. So I did pop in some wind chimes there. There was a lady who lived next door to us who had these beautiful wind chimes around her home, a beautiful garden, and It's just something that I really connect with. The gardening, just that sound, it's reminiscent. And we have the bird thing out the back too. But yeah, guys, that is it for this build. I hope you all enjoyed. I know I rambled on for a little bit there, but I really enjoyed this build, so I hope you guys did too. But yeah, hope you all have a fantastic day. I love you all to bits, and I'll see you all in another video very, very soon. Goodbye!